Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to properly brace your abs. A lot of people think it's just sucking in your abs, which really doesn't help brace it if you're not knowing exactly what that means. So today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to take you through a little practice so you can properly brace and work your core better as well as protect your body better for the long run. So let's get started. Before we do, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another great video. All right, so to get started, what I need you to do is figure out, number one, how do you currently breathe? A lot of times, adults breathe in through our chest. If you've ever watched a newborn baby, you'll see that their belly rises and falls with their breath. Adults don't really do that as often as they should. So first of all, I want you to just place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. And I just want you to close your eyes and just stand tall, take a deep breath in, and breathe out. Now, which hand goes first? Was it your hand on your chest or on your belly? Do it again. And exhale. So primarily you should feel the hand that's on your tummy rise and fall. A lot of times we breathe in through our chest, which is shallow breathing, which leads to stressful anxiety type of feeling in our body and really works against us in the long run, especially through life. So it's very helpful, first of all, to make sure that you're breathing in through the belly, the diaphragm. So when you take that deep breath in through the nose, it travels down. You want to feel your belly expand like there's a balloon being inflated in your tummy. Yeah, you're going to look a little bloated, but it's just air. And then as you exhale, you're pushing the belly button back towards the spine. And as you feel that contraction, that's the beginning of the bracing. But let's try that together. Take your hand on your belly, take a nice inhale through your nose, and we're gonna purse the lips and exhale like you're blowing out through a straw, forcing the breath out. All right, so let's try it together. Breathe in. Purse your lips. Now you're gonna feel that tightness. It's like a muscle contracting. Do it again, breathe in. Breathe out. Forcing the breath out. That's the beginning of that bracing. It's like you're putting a big band around your abdominals, okay? So that's the beginning, is just knowing where you're breathing. Breathing down into the belly and the diaphragm, all right? Step number two, I want you to take your hands and you're gonna dig them underneath your ribs. All right, so I'm gonna turn to the side. So you're gonna feel your underneath your ribs. I want you to stand tall, take a deep breath in, feel your belly expand. Purse your lips, exhale. As you do that, you're gonna feel your ribs kind of contract forward and down, right? Breathe in. Belly expand, exhale. My ribs are moving downwards, pushing the breath out. Now I'm not rounding through my back, it's just a natural round forward from your ribs expanding downwards. So as you do this, your abs are actually tight and bracing. Now the core muscles are not just down the front, which a lot of people think. We have three parts. We have a rectus abdominis, we have the side of the obliques, and we have the transverse abdominis, which wraps all the way around into our spine. So if you are wanting to understand where is my core, where you just had your hands under your ribs, all the way around, so think of a full band starting at the right under your ribs, all the way down underneath your glutes. So this whole section, it's a big section, is all involved in your core. Yes, even your glutes, your outer hips area, this whole section, your lower back, it's all involved in the core. So when we're saying to brace the core, it's not just sucking in your core, your abs, it's actually bracing. So it's that breathe in, and as you exhale, you feel the contraction, and that's the bracing. So when we hear brace your core, you want to think contract and feel that whole area kind of tighten and be ready. Now, why is this important? Number one, when we go throughout our movements in our day, sometimes we could turn into a weird position and we can move in an incorrect place and pull out our back. A lot of people with back pain, back issues, it's because they're not properly understanding how to brace their core. So if you turn to lift up a package or your groceries or your child and you're lifting into a strange position, you're not standing strong, you're kind of turning or you're shifting uncoordinated, you're bracing your abs is going to protect your spine. So you're able to lift and move in a better pattern so that you're not hurting yourself, which is then going to help us with our abs. When we're doing abs, we're working abs, it's not just about crunching and moving your body in weird positions, which you see people doing crunches with their hands behind their head and just kind of moving their neck more than anything else, but they're not understanding that core engagement. So do you want to try a practice together? Let's try an exercise together. All right, so this is what we're gonna practice together. Go ahead and lie down on the floor. I have a mat here. I want you to just lie back into the floor. Now again, we went through that expansion through the abdomen and allowing the breath to flow in and out. So now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to push your back down. So it's gonna be a little tilt under. So it's like you're squeezing your glutes and you're pushing your low back into the floor. If I take my hand, I should not be able to place it under my back. I'm pushing the back down and I can't, there's no space. So that's where you're gonna be placing your back down. It's supported and it's protected. All right, the next move that we're gonna do together is bring the knees up over your hips. All right, so we're gonna go into something called the hollow tuck. All right, so it's kind of like the hollow hold, but a little easier. So your knees are in a 90-degree angle right over your hips. Try not to move your knees too far in unless your back is having a hard time pushing down, because that's number one. But if you can keep your back down, bring your knees right over your hips, and then you're just gonna lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. You're doing a crunch, but you're doing a crunch because you're pushing your belly down, back into the floor, arms reaching out, and you're just gonna hold here. Now breathe in. My abs are still braced, but I could breathe in and exhale, come up a little bit higher. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep my back on the floor, lower back pressing down. Breathe in, now I feel this. Breathe out, but I also feel like I have a band around my core. Now, if that's easy enough for you, you can always try to extend your legs up, squeezing your knees together, squeezing your quads, bringing your arms over your ears. And this is a little bit harder. Breathe in. Again, if the back starts to lift, go back to the first move. Breathe out. Push the belly down. Breathe in. And if that's easy, start to extend your arms and legs out. Lower your back. Keep it down. Squeeze the knees together. And you're gonna hold, try to hold this, lifting the shoulders off the floor. This is tough. So maybe 30 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds at a time. If you need to come back to the previous moves, always use that to modify. And that pretty much sums up how to start by bracing the core, knowing how to breathe is first, and then understanding what does the brace feel like so that I can actually use that throughout my day. Practice this. This is not something you're gonna grasp right away, especially if you haven't understood this before. You just think, suck in my abs, like I'm trying to look better on the beach. No, it's really about bracing and thinking this whole core section. Now, I hope this helps you today. If you have any questions, please post them below. We'll be sharing more exercises and videos to help you process and put this all together. A lot of Pilates type of workouts will help, and we'll be adding that soon too, so hopefully you can join us. But practice this first, the breathing in the diaphragm, the contracting and the bracing of the core, and then try one of these moves and hold it for as long as you can with proper form. Until the next time, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.